everybody, Dr. Paula here. I'm a pet mortician. I know, there are pet morticians. So that is my new career. I just opened a pet funeral home called Choya Afterlife Aquamation for Pets. So I'm doing a process called aquamation. It's water-based, no fire. So it's really interesting. I'd love to explain it to you, but not in this introductory video because I just want you to figure out what it is I'm gonna do here. So it's a brand new YouTube channel and I'm super excited to share with you everything you need to know about death and dying in your pets, which I know is super sad and you're probably not going to want to talk about it, but your pet's going to die. It's going to die someday. I'm sorry, I have to be the one to tell you that. It's very sad. So I actually run a nonprofit animal rescue for geriatric special needs and hospice animals, and guess what? They die all the time too. So I have learned to, cope with it. Maybe that's the right word. Anywho, I want to help you cope with the death and dying of your pets, and I love to be the last person to take care of a pet before it leaves this earth. So that is why I'm a pet mortician. I'm very excited about being here at Choya Afterlife and being able to offer this beautiful, beautiful service to people here in my community. And I'm going to have some really cool memorials and keepsakes that anybody will be able to purchase from anywhere. But on this YouTube channel, what I want to talk about is not just the death and dying of your pets, because that's kind of a bummer, right? I'm going to talk about all kinds of things, including animal sheltering. I'm a huge believer in animal sheltering and doing it right. So I was an executive director at an animal shelter in Texas, and I recently was the manager at an animal shelter here in Tucson. And so I have lots of insights about what goes on in the background there, and I would love to share that with you. It's not a secret. Everything is about being transparent, including everything here at Choya Afterlife. I don't want there to be any mystery. When your pet goes to a funeral home, you need to know exactly what is happening. You need to know that you are getting your animal's ashes or powdered remains back, no question about it. So my process is 100% transparent. I'm very happy to share it with you. Now, during the course of this YouTube channel becoming bigger and bigger, you're going to learn a lot about me because I don't really have a filter and I don't really have any boundaries. So you're probably going to learn way more than you need to know. Like the fact that I've lived all over the country. I have a head injury, so I forget a lot of things. So if any of you ever say, hey, can you do this? And I say yes, and you don't see me write it down, well, don't feel bad to tell me to write it down because I can tell you it's not going to happen if I don't. Have you seen the movie Memento where there's Post-its everywhere? That's my life. So keep that in mind when I say I'm going to do something. So I'll get it done, I promise. It just has to be written down. So anyway, you're going to learn way too much about me and about my pets and about Old Souls Animal Rescue and about Choya Afterlife, because I think the most important thing you can do as a pet owner, a pet parent, is to be well informed about every aspect of your pet's life and about what's happening with animals in your community. It's super important. If you are too sad to walk into an animal shelter, I'm right there with you. I used to walk into animal shelters and cry. I couldn't do it. And then I became a shelter director. You have to face your fears, right? So I used to belong to this intermittent fasting group. Yeah, I know. We'll get into that later. Anyway, I used to belong to this group. And one of the things they said that they may have stolen from somewhere else was everything in life is hard. So choose your hard, right? So it's hard walking into an animal shelter and seeing all those cute little faces and wanting to take them all home. It's also hard to not walk into an animal shelter and be blind to it. So we're going to go through lots of hard things in our lives. I'm going to be right there with you, especially when it has to do with your pets. So I hope you will join me on this amazing journey that I'm about to have at Choya Afterlife, so that we can talk about all those things. And if it is really hard for you to even consider that your pet is going to die at some point, you really need to tune in because you need to prepare. You need to make sure you have everything ready. And I'm just saying, some people die before their pets do. Do you know what's going to happen to your pets? I can tell you right now, your family's probably not going to take care of your pets. They'll yes you, but I worked at a shelter and I am very sad to say there were tons of people that came in and said, my mother died, here's her dog, I don't want it, or I can't take care of it because I already have 2 dogs. And I'm like, really? Because I have 500 dogs in the back. You want me to take it? And the answer is yes. So if you think your family's going to take your pets, They're probably not. So we're going to talk about how you can make a plan to deal with that situation. Okay, we've got a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. If you have questions about, I don't know, pets, death and dying, hospice and palliative care, hey, disclaimer, I'm not a veterinarian. I have a PhD, so I am a doctor. Don't listen to my mother. She says I'm not a real doctor. But I worked for that PhD, I can tell you right now. So, and we'll talk about that later too, but I'm a doctor. So, just saying, you can listen to me, you can trust me, and we're going to get through all of this together. All right? So, I hope you enjoyed our very first video on YouTube, and I will be back to talk to you soon. Feel free to contact me at Cholla Afterlife. Cholla is Cholla. In Spanish, 2 L's sound like a Y. chollaafterlife@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm kind of trying to be all over the place right now. So stick with me. We're going to talk about all these things. And if you have any questions at all, I encourage you, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you, and I can help you answer all your questions, and hopefully that's going to help other people too, because that's the name of the game. All right, we're going to take care of you, we're going to take care of your pets, and it's all going to be good. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.